Welcome back in, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the last tournament we had on the East Pearl for the Bass Assassins. Not my day. I went from winning the Bayou Liberty tournament to not so much of winning on this one. Ended up 15th place in this one. Not too good. We had a good number of people fish, but 27 people show up. Considering the conditions we had, must have had 18 inches of rain that week. The East Pearl was extremely high, extremely muddy, and flowing so fast. In fact, it was flowing so fast on the upcurrent side of the bridge pilings, the water was a good foot higher than it was on the downcurrent side. That's a lot of water moving. For me, it was tough. I figured out a little something very late in the day. But for a lot of other people, obviously it wasn't so tough. Took 10-8 to win. It took a 5-11 big fish to win big fish. We had 5 bags, 5 bags in the 8-pound range, another bag in the 9-pound range, 2 other fish over 4 pounds. I mean, you've heard enough. It was a great day, evidently. Wish I'd have known that. I ended up that morning making a little audible. I had plenty of plans before this week to fish certain areas in the main East Pearl. But with all the rain we had and all the water that was coming down, those areas were washed out. So I was trying to avoid going to my area y'all seen me in plenty of times in Mississippi. Been wearing that spot out. I don't want to go there anymore. I want to find something else. Hard to not go though when that's about the only area you can fish in these conditions, and generally you'll catch a fish or two there. I made an audible that morning. I said, you know what? There's another couple bayous up the river, not too far up the river, but a little ways up on the right hand side that go into Mississippi that usually have pretty clean water. So I ended up going up to this first one, and like I figured, the water was in the woods, but it was nice looking. So I tried it out. I ended up only catching one fish, one little dink on a shaky head with a little paddle-tail worm, a June bug paddle-tail worm. I ended up leaving that area after a while and gave in and went on down to Mississippi, or went on into the Mississippi side where I normally go. They got good water in there. It's usually always stays good and clean, sometimes a little bit stained, which it was this time. Ended up catching a big goggle eye when I was flipping a bandito bug. Flipped it in there, and I thought it was a bass because he went doop, and that was it. He didn't do the normal, the normal pulls. So I reeled down, he was still there, and I set and I lost him. Just reset my bug, flipped it in there again, and then doop again. And when I set, it was on a log. So I dropped the rod, let the line go slack, see if maybe the weight had hit a log. And then I started pulling up again, and he was there. And I reeled in, and it was a big goggle eye. Well, I ended up moving on away from that area, and I thought to myself, well, I've been trying to find clean water. These fish are used to muddy water. They've been raised around it. They'll be all right in it. So I went to find muddy water. And I know another little lake that's off of these little bayous that when the East Pearl's high, it overflows into that little bayou. So it creates muddy water and flowing water, a lot like the West Pearl. Very fertile water. So I decided to go there. Not long after going there, ended up catching my first keeper on a black and blue chatterbait. Figured, hey, this is gonna be a good day now. I'm gonna find something here. Again, no. Went down most of the way down that bayou, didn't catch another fish. So I ended up going down into the marsh, and I found me a nice little steep bank in a turn that had tall reeds and had some matted grass in front of it. I started flipping that. Almost immediately, doom, and I set and missed. I reeled it in, I reset my bug. It was a little bandito bug with a 1/2 ounce tungsten weight peg. with a 5/0 extra wide gap monster hook. I flipped it back in there again, and boom. And when I set, and I got them out that time, put them in the boat, that's fish number 2. Now, okay, that's one fish. Both of those bites are basically one fish. Not putting a lot of thought, but I am recognizing where I caught that fish. So now I'll go down and I start flipping again. And in this 30-foot section of bank, I had about 4 bites. Missed them all. I ended up hooking one, popping my line. He ended up jumping up on the mat, so I hit the trawl on high speed to get him. And when I reached for him, he flopped and left. In 5 minutes there, I've done figured out a pattern. The problem was it was 11:30, and I'm 10 minutes from the launch, so I got 20 minutes to fish this pattern. So I hurried up and retied, started flipping again, got a couple more bites, but nothing would commit. Everything is that post-spawn slump. Everything is biting very weird, very finicky, short striking everything. And also, we're kind of going into the shad spawn where the fish are fed up all night long. They're not that hungry during the day. It's a very tricky time right now. Obviously not for everybody else, out of weights. But for me it was. And that's basically how my day went. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Go check out my Instagram and my Facebook. See y'all next time.